Hi, folks, and welcome to the Witty Whistle, your home for all things League of Ireland and Irish football. I'm today joined by Cornell for a huge, massive episode. The reasons are not they are not little. First, these Irish teams are back in European action. We have Shamrock Rovers heading to Prague on Thursday, and on the same day, Shelbourne are pushing their limits against Hacken from Sweden here in Dublin. So we'll be asking the big question to our first, and I want you guys to provide your input. Can League of Ireland clubs really make their mark on the continental stage? But that's not all. We also dive into the FAI Cup Semifinals and look back at the latest League of Ireland games from title pushes to relegation battle. So make yourself comfortable, grab a beer or a tea, jump in the chat, and let us know your predictions. And as always, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. It will help us to grow the community. Before getting to the game, Cornell, how are things on your end?
My things on my end is very very well. Thank you very much. It's a bit cold here. I mean, especially with winter underway, but and a bit breezy as well, a bit windy. But other than that, it's dry. It was sunny this morning, going towards the afternoon, and then the sun went down. So obviously, winter is definitely on the way.
Yeah. I think I haven't shared that with you. I'm heading to London on Saturday. Be there for
Yeah.
2 days. I'm back on Monday. Yeah. Be there for
Okay.
2 days. Couple of appointments. So looking forward. Going with my girlfriend. First time ever she'll be in England. So I'm sure we're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I'm hoping your partner is actually watching the podcast as well.
Yeah. I will try to convince her. She's not much into football, but I'm trying my best.
Yeah,
So
that's the
let's
best thing you can do.
right. Let's jump into the games, the two of us. And before, just want to share this QR. So, guys, if you use this QR, you can subscribe to my channel without all the manual steps. It's just a straightforward way to subscribe. So, let's get into the action. There's so much to go through. I don't want to spend more time with other things. And the first one is I have here is actually the Conference League, because I think everyone's looking forward for what is on the schedule for Thursday. Shamrock Rovers traveling all the way to Central Eastern Europe in Prague. We all know the importance of first games. On top of it, Shamrock Rovers performed very well last year, so I'd say the expectations are quite high. How can that impact Shamrock Rovers' performance on Thursday?
I think the way this could impact their performance is, I think, as long as they can keep the winning and positive mentality going very, very high, they have definitely a chance of going further throughout the competition. They were in it last year. They did very well last season. Obviously, they were very unlucky to bow out, which was a real disappointment, and it did have an effect on them last season, which costed them not to win the title last season. But right now they're in a very good place now. Stephen Bradley's got them playing quality football. He's getting the best out of the squad. And he's really getting them geared up for for a European run in the UEFA Conference League this season. Sparta Prague, obviously, I think they'll put their own side that they feel that can play against Rovers. But look, listen, this is Shamrock Rovers we're talking here. We're talking about a side who have been sensational this season. And not only just that, we've seen so much fantastic improvements with Shamrock Rovers. We've seen the moments of Danny Grant, Watts, and of course Michael Noonan, Burke scoring goals for fun with 10 goals this season. It's just been outstanding from them. Danny Mandroy on fire right now. The whole squad has been fantastic. Ed McGinty, a goalkeeper that I basically wasn't sure about, but he's proven to be a fantastic goalkeeper. But this is an opportunity for Shamrock Rovers to really go further this year, and you never know, they could go as far as the final, and who knows, I believe that this could be their year this season.
Yeah. Next one is also fascinating. Shelbourne are hosting the Swedish Cup winners, Hacken. I think there's a lot of anxiety around this game since Shelbourne haven't been around the European competitions, the group phase, for quite some time. So they're not playing exactly at home. They're playing in Davos, but still they have the fans support. How do you perceive this game?
Way I perceive this game is, I think there'll be nerves throughout the Shelbourne team, and obviously Joey will realize that the players are very excited of playing their first ever and ever European football, having a taste of it to see gain all the experience and everything else. But Shelbourne, I think this is an opportunity for them to really showcase themselves and really go forward throughout the competition. Hacken, obviously, Swedish, league winners, they'll feel confident they can go into this game and take it to Shelbourne. But Shelbourne, have proven once and for all that they are a very good side, and why they are in amazing form. When you've got Coote in there, obviously Boyd is in and out of the team, which is very, very difficult for him, especially being injury prone. But Harry Wood and Coote have really proven that they can really step it up, and Odebeko has also proven that as well. So I think it'd be very interesting to see how Joey O'Brien lines Shelbourne up. Is he going to play certain fringe players like Ellis Chapman in there? Because we haven't seen a lot of Ellis Chapman in the Shelbourne team since his move from Sligo. But look, I think this is an opportunity and a chance for Shels to really showcase themselves and really go as forward as they can and all the way throughout the Conference League tournament.
Yeah, and I think the other interesting aspect of this game is both teams, they are at the end of the season. They didn't start previous month, like, I don't know, 90% of the others, they are already finishing the season. So they are in a different, they have different stamina levels, and that can also determine how the game unfolds on Thursday. Actually, the Swedish league, I don't know if you are aware of not, is quite interesting this year. There is a team leading from a very small town, from a fishing village. I can't remember now the name, but they are like nearly new, and they might make history. So it's good to see the underdogs doing well, in the other parts of the world, not just in Ireland.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your key points. I mean, look, obviously, I think, as I said previous to just now, that Hacken will feel that they can go into this game with their own belief as well, for them to cause an upset too. But I think Shels are looking the team that wants to really make a huge impact in Europe and really go further as they can and see where it takes them.
Let's just ask the viewers, how far can Shamrock and Shels get in the Conference League? Let us know in the comments, and we will pick it later. We just move to other competitions, but we will reply to viewers' feedback later on. In the meantime, we move to FAI Cup, which I'm very excited about as a Cork City fan. Now that the relegation is nearly confirmed, if not confirmed. Not mathematically confirmed, but yeah, I'd say there's not much we can do about it. So we're going to focus on the FAI Cup, and we have a big game on Friday night. Cork hosting St. Pat's. It was a disaster last week in Inchicore, but FAI Cup games are always totally different context, I believe.
Yeah, the FAI Cup is a competition where it gives Irish League of Ireland teams from the First Division and the Premier Division a lot of confidence that they deserve, especially when you're under pressure. And Cork City is under pressure right now. Obviously, they obviously realize that relegation is looming and they need to do something about it. Obviously, the boost, that Rory Keating is going to possibly play in the FAI Cup final if Cork do make it into the final, which is a big boost. He can't play the full season because I think that would be fantastic. Then you would be saying that Keaton and Maguire will be playing up front for real to get them up the table. But look, I think this is an opportunity for Cork City to go on and win. But I mean, St. Pat's are looking our favourites to go into the final, and I would love to see Cork City in the final. I'd love to see the Cork City, make history, bring some happiness to the Cork City fans and put smiles on their faces. St. Pat's obviously wasn't a great result in versus Sligo. They lost 2-1. They got beat. They weren't at their best, even though Cian Levy was the best player on in that game. But I think this is an opportunity for St. Pat's to really showcase themselves too as a team and get back to winning ways and boost their confidence, especially with their quest to race for Europe this season. So I do believe that when I see one. But I think this will be a very, very interesting game. I do think it could be a draw and possibly could be decided by penalties. So it won't be surprising for me.
Yeah, the other one is taking place on Sunday, and the reason is the trip that Shamrock Rovers are taking on Thursday to Prague. So it's only 2 or 3 days in between. So a lot of pressure on Shamrock Rovers. Of course, they are playing at home. I mean, Kerry FC. They already did what was necessary, but they are still aiming to get into the final. It won't be easy. They are visiting the toughest stadium in the country, the Tawat Stadium. I think there are plenty of fans traveling to Dublin on Sunday. I saw that the buses are sold out, so that's great to see. There's a lot of positivity around it. I can see Kerry challenging Shamrock, but perhaps not enough to win.
Yeah, I think this is a big, massive game for both teams. Kerry FC, a team that knocked out Sligo out of the competition, despite that Sligo were the better team and they gave everything that they had. But Kerry FC will be very confident going into this game against Shamrock Rovers and believing that they can cause an upset once again like they did to Sligo. But Shamrock Rovers, I think, will be determined than ever. I think I'll be very interested to see how Europe does affect them and then going into the FAI Cup itself. But look, I think this will be a very, very interesting game and it'll be a very, very tough game. But I'm obviously confident for Shamrock Rovers that they'll get through. I think probably Stephen Bradley will probably rotate it and probably say, well, he'll rotate it for Europe when they play against Sparta Prague. And then I think he'll rotate it again for the FAI Cup against Kerry FC. So I think he'll put probably a certain fringe team out against Sparta Prague and probably may do the same thing against Kerry FC or play his best 11 against Kerry FC for the FAI Cup. But I think I can definitely see Shamrock Rovers winning this game, but not underestimating Kerry FC at all as a team, because I mean they are a very, very good side.
Yeah, so I think a lot of pressure on Shamrock Rovers' shoulders, not only because of the European game and the semi-final on Sunday, but the Friday after, they can secure the title against Shelbourne, against the current champion. So in a week, they have 3 massive games. And I know they have the squad. I know the manager has the mentality to make sure that the lads will deliver on the pitch. But it's not an easy task in a short period of time.
No, it's not. It's not easy. When you're playing in a European competition and then you've got the FAI Cup, it's very, very difficult. And then you've got to manage that workload, that sort of overload. And you don't want to be overloading the players. And then as a head coach or a manager, you have to kind of like think, well, who do you rest? Do you rest your best players? Do you play your best players in Europe or do you play them in the FAI Cup and things? I think these are the questions that Stephen Bradley will really, really ask, and he'll be scratching his head and thinking, well, I've got to play Sparta Prague on Thursday. Do I play my best players against them? and then play the fringe players against Kerry FC. All these questions will really be asked, and then I think also what will also be asked as well. What's really important is the FAI Cup important? Is the Conference League important? You know, having a great run in there. So I think all of these will be asked by Stephen Bradley himself. But I think, like I said in the last statement, that I think it will be very, very interesting which team that Stephen Bradley puts out in the European competition, in the Conference League, and also in the FI Cup. But this is another opportunity to for Shamrock Rovers to win a quadruple this season and win the FI Cup, and then to win the League of Ireland as well. So it's an opportunity for them to really showcase their quality and their talent. So I think it will be very interesting from now till the FI Cup.
Yeah, let's get into the League of Ireland and also the first division. I can see that. I mean, most things are already settled. Like Dundalk should finish first at this point. And for playoff, we have Cove Ramblers, Bray, USD confirmed, like mathematically confirmed. And there is one place to be decided between Treaty United, Wexford, and I think Longford and Finnarp still have a word on that. But it's mainly Treaty United and Wexford. Wexford were one of the favorites at the start, but at the moment they are still fighting for it. Do you think that they can make it, or it's too late?
I think Wexford have got a chance of making it. They've already proven how fantastic of a team that they are. You've got Treaty United who also want to be in it as well. So I think it is going to be a very, very competitive playoff relegation fight. Obviously, I think we all expect the best teams to be in the playoffs. Dundalk, obviously, I think will definitely seal the title, despite getting handed their first loss to Longford. Kolb and Ramblers, and of course, Kerry FC will definitely be part of that for sure. Of course, UCD obviously feel that they want to be part of it as well too. But look, I think it's going to be very competitive in the first division. But look, Dundalk have been a sensational team this season. They've shown their unbeatable class as a team. They've shown that they can really want to get back into the Premier Division and show what they're really made of, and bring the best talent into their team. As for Cove Ramblers, I think they'll definitely make it in there. Bray will be in there as well. Bray's got a huge opportunity for them to really showcase themselves too, so I think they'll be in there as well. As for for the bottom lot, I think it will be very, very interesting how they go about things. But I think Treaty United look the team, and Wexford definitely looks the team. So I think it's out of those two, I think that will definitely be in the playoffs.
Okay, before getting to the League of Ireland, the Premier Division, I'm going to ask again the viewers, how far can Shamrock and Shels get into the Conference League? Can Shamrock repeat the success of last year? Can they go even further? Can Shels also make their fans happy and make it to the knockout stages? Let us know your predictions, and we will comment later on. Now, League of Ireland, not a lot of games, but let's talk first about the action that took place on Monday. So just pick the games here. And this one, of course, broke my heart, as usual, especially with that last minute goal that was not validated. And from what I could see, there was just a tiny space between Sean Maguire and the defender. But anyway, I don't want to get much into the referees here. It's too late. 3 massive points for Galway, that's for sure.
Yeah, Galway United needed the win. Obviously, they haven't been in amazing form since Moses Dyer left. Despite he's still got that 10 goals in his goal scoring pocket since leaving Galway United. And obviously, they're fighting to stay up, just like how Cork City wants to stay up as well too. Cork City was very unlucky not to salvage a point, really, to be fair, despite that they had a few good parts of the game. But Galway United had came out and said, look, they're winning this game, and Galway United showed the quality and the talent that they have in the squad. But as I always said, that they haven't been at their best this season. Both teams haven't been at their best this season, and I think there's a lot of improvements that John Caulfield needs to do with Galway United. But as for Cork City, it hasn't been fantastic at all. It's not been great, and Gerard Nash knows that. He knows that Cork City haven't been at their best. He knows that the players haven't really gelled as he expected because of the injuries that are in the team. But look, I think the other games, I think, will definitely give them an opportunity for them to do what they need to do. But I'll be very interested to see what Cork City do.
Another 2-1 for the home team. So Shelburne beat Waterford, which cost Waterford's manager his job. And I wouldn't say not just this result, but the sequence of bad results.
This is not right for Waterford at all. Obviously, John Coleman got sacked after losing 4 consecutive games, 4 consecutive defeats. It's just not great. It's not good enough. Waterford, a team that I dubbed as the underdogs to do well and to finish as high as they can. Obviously, John Coleman came with a purpose, and that was to get Waterford playing the best football that they felt that they could. And it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for Waterford at all. Waterford is a fantastic team. They've been a sensational team. They were sensational last season. Yes, Alman is top scorer with 13 goals this season. Longeren, a player that's been linking up well with Alman, as well too, has been on the goals too, but it hasn't really worked as it seemed. Shelburne saw Waterford's weakness, and that was to win and beat them. And Shelburne were the better side going into the game. Waterford wasn't good enough. And obviously Ian Lawler's got a lot to do. I mean, he's brought in his own new staff now, and I'm going to be very interested to see how well Waterford do under Ian Lawler now that John Coleman's gone, especially with his EFL experience, and he has managed in the League of Ireland before. But it's going to take quite some time for Waterford to really find that manager and find somebody to really come out of their shell and really manage Waterford and get them back playing to their best. But Shels do what they always do, and that is get 3 points on the board. Joey O'Brien, as I said, has been sensational this season as Shelburne head coach. Obviously their objective is to be in Europe, which they already are, but obviously get secure their European place for next season as well too, in the race for Europe, and why the reason they are where they are in the table and piling the pressure on St. Pat's. But it's an amazing result for Shels, and they deserve to get the 3 points, and win the game.
Next one, received a lot of attention, not only because of the two teams, but also because Shamrock Rovers were looking forward to see the home team winning, which they seem to at halftime, but then Derry managed to equalize.
Yeah, Drodder, obviously fourth position. They're in outstanding form this season. Absolutely, they are the team that people needs to be watching this season. Drodder obviously were winning the game. They were controlling the game. They were defending very well. We've seen outstanding performances from Conor Keeley as well, who's been in sensational form and been Drodder's best centre back this season. Derry City have also been in wicked form as well. They've recruited very well with Fleming and Dick Barakami. But obviously, I think, look, Derry City showed the courage that they will do anything to salvage a point. Of course, the stipulation was if obviously Drodder had won, it still would have won Shamrock Rovers the title. Anyways, but look, Shamrock got the job done. But Drodder, Look, I think they'll feel undone by that they didn't get 3 points out of it because it's very, very difficult to play against Drodner. But look, Derry City scored and they got the equalising goal, and they showed that they can really hit form, and they've really hit form this season, and hopefully they'll be able to keep that going under Lynch this season.
The other one was the Dublin Derby. So Shamrock did their task that they won. It wasn't enough to secure the title, which would be great before, as we discussed last week, before the European ventures. But still, I think they showed why they are leading and why they are by a large mile the best team in Ireland.
Yeah, and it's like you just said, why Shamrock Rovers are the best team in Ireland and in the League of Ireland this season, in the Premier Division this season. Reason why they are the best team in the League of Ireland this season is because they have the quality, they have the class, they have the ability to hurt teams on the counter attack and get the job done, get the wins on the belt, and really show the Rovers fans that they are more than ready to win their fifth consecutive League of Ireland title, and to in total to win their 25th consecutive League of Ireland title. And again, it clearly shows that Shamrock Rovers are the team to beat this season, and why they are where they are for a mile. Bohemians obviously wants to catch them, and I think lots of Bowls fans will realise that Shamrock Rovers are way ahead. Unless a miracle absolutely happens, then obviously I'll sit here and say, look, congratulations to Bowls. But look, Shamrock Rovers are running away with it this season. When you've got informed players like Burt, like I've mentioned, and Noonan and others, it is very, very difficult to really compare yourself with that team, with that Shamrock Rovers team. But Bowls, obviously, Bohemians have always had Shamrock Rovers' number. They've always been, been beating them, and it's been very, very hard for Shamrock Rovers to find a way to beat them. But Shamrock found a way, and that was to get one over them and really show that that Shamrock Rovers are the team that no one doesn't want to be playing this season.
Right, and the last one I have here, that was maybe a surprise for some of us. Although Sligo, it's always a difficult ground to visit, and they have been performing quite well over the last couple of months. So they upset Pats with a 2-1 victory.
Fantastic result again. Sligo have been fantastic this season. John Russell, honestly, a manager that was under scrutiny, has really proven his critics wrong this season in the League of Ireland. He's proven to the Sligo Rovers fans that to believe in him, to stick by him, let him, bring, quality to the squad, bring more squad depth to the squad. Key players like Jay Hackey and Owen Eldon, who's been absolutely killing it this season, as key players this season. They have just been outstanding, and I think they will definitely stay up this season, and I think there is more to come from Sligo. As for Pats, I think they were very, very shocked to see that Sligo beat them 2-1, despite that that Sligo that Cian Levy was the better player on their team. But St. Pat's, honestly, they weren't at their best. It was a bad day at the office for them, and they had to suffer that defeat. But look, I think they'll bounce back in the next game, and I definitely think St. Pat's will definitely be up there this season, and obviously why the reason we're seeing Mason Media score 12 goals this season and do what he always does. But look, Sligo are the best team going this season, and I definitely see them going a very, very long way this season.
Right, so you have only 2 games taking place this weekend when it comes to Premier Division, but they are both very exciting, especially this one. So Waterford and Drogheda, they really are keen to win for different reasons. They are not fighting for the same goals. Waterford badly needs 3 points to get out of the relegation phase. Drogheda still dreaming at the European places. How can that unfold on Friday?
Yeah, this is another opportunity for Waterford to go on and win, especially to put the 4 consecutive defeats right. It's also an opportunity for them to really show Ian Lawler that they can get points on the board and really work together as a team and not rely just on one player to get all the goals for them. Rodder, on the other hand, will be very, very desperate to get a win in this game and make it hard for Waterford and to keep their race for Europe alive, especially when you've got St. Pat's and you've got Shels, breathing down their necks, of course. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is a draw, or I definitely say that Drogda will win this one for me.
The other one is Derry. Sligo, 2 teams in excellent form. A draw is a high possibility, but both need the 3 points. So who knows?
Yeah, this is a tough game to call, especially with Sligo. Rovers' performances have been outstanding this season. Derry's has been outstanding as well, especially how they've picked up points and how well they've done this season under Lynch. But Sligo is just so difficult to stop right now, and they're so difficult to play against, especially when you've got Eldon and Hackey really showing their talents as well too. So I can definitely see a possible draw again, but I just can't take it away from Sligo. They could just do another upset against Derry City. So I think it could be a Sligo win.
Yeah, I'd say the same. If I have to put my money on one team, I would put on Sligo, but the draw is the most likely result. Yeah. So with that we close. So thanks very much for the insights, Cornell. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Listen to you. We'll come back next week. We need to align on the date because both of us are very busy, but we'll make sure there will be a slot for you guys. In the meantime, I hope everyone will enjoy the Irish football team's adventures in Europe, the FAI Cup. Even if your teams are not there, I think these 2 games are not to miss. And yeah, we'll comment next week. And next week we have the Irish national team visiting Portugal. So plenty to go through. Make sure to press that bell button that you are aware of when are we back here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it would be great if you can. And if you enjoy what we do here, press the like button below and let us know how satisfied you are with what we deliver here. And if you know someone who is not watching, but they may fancy our content, I'll be very happy if you can share. So with that, I wish everyone a good week and see you very soon. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.